Hi, everybody. This is Brother and Sister Lombardo. We thought that since we can't come into your homes right now and show you how to index or work on your family history, that we might create a video showing you at least how to intro into this and hopefully help you have something to do while you're stuck at home.
So we're going to just do a few things in this video. We're going to, number one, give you just a quick introduction on Family Search, how to log in, a little bit on how to create an account, not too much because we feel like most of you will be able to log in pretty easily. Well, we'll get to that in a second. And then from there, we will show you how to get your first batch for indexing and how to even navigate to the index. And from there, you should be able to have a pretty good start on where you want to go from there. All right, and so we're going to start right at the top here. We just typed in familysearch.org, so we're going to navigate right there. And at the top, in the top right corner, you're going to see sign in and create an account. Now, for the vast majority of you, this should be, even if you've never been on familysearch.org, you already have an account. If you've ever logged on to churchofjesuschrist.org to pay your tithing, to work, to study in the Gospel Library app, to study even on the desktop if you prefer to do that, or if you sign into your LDS Tools on the LDS Tools app, if you have done any of those things, you already have a familysearch.org account. So if you have never done that, there is the Create Account button, which we'll navigate to real quick. And in here, you just fill in your first, last name. So I'm just going to make up a name. I am Bob Thompson. And then just make up a birth date real quick, just so you can just see the next page. So apparently I was born on April Fool's, and I'm a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, when we click here, we're going to be brought to this page, and on here it's going to ask you for your record number, and as it easily shows here on the page, you can get this right from your Temple Recommend. It is how many digits is that? That is an 11-digit number that you just put in here, and then from there you'll create a username and password, and it probably asks you for phone numbers and emails and all that thing.
Now, if you can't find this or you don't have a temple recommend for some reason, then you can ask Brother Lance Thompson. He should be able to get your record number for you so you can connect this to your LDS account and upload all of your records from there.
All right. And so if we go back to familysearch.org, so this is the main website. So you do have an LDS or a churchofjesuschrist.org account. You can go over here to sign in. And here you will just sign in with your username and password. So let me just do that real quick. Yes, I know my password is very long. No, I don't want you to save it. Okay, so from here, now that we're all signed in, see, it knows who I am. Yes, my middle name is Gordon. From here, you can access your family tree. You can try to get names for the temple. However, we're not going to work on that today. That'll be something for another video. So today we're going to go to indexing. And let's go to overview. So here in indexing, you can just scroll down a little bit, and they have this guided tour. And so this is something, we were playing with this earlier, and this is really nice. It shows you kind of all the basics and all the things that it's going to ask you to do while indexing. So let's try it out.
Okay, so let's start our tour. You can read this if you want. It kind of gives you some instructions on how to do it. Let's start. Now we're going to look at the picture and decide what it says on this image.
Real quick, just to kind of preface what indexing even is. So the church has a billion photocopies and records that have been scanned, old records from Bibles from the 1600s in the middle of nowhere, Italy, or wherever they receive these records from.
They're off the films at the church history library.
And what the church is trying to do is they're trying to make everything digital. So later, when we go into a little bit more detail on how to find people, it makes life so much easier. I know when we first started working on family history, probably about 7 years ago.
I was pregnant with Ellie, so yeah.
About 7 years ago, we were trying to find some of my ancestors in Italy, and all the records were only located in Salt Lake City. So we were down in Salt Lake City going through the microfilm, trying to find this information.
We spent hours going through all this because we didn't have it digitally, and it was the only place that we could get it.
And then about a year ago, we started working on that family line again, and all of the indexing had been done on it. And we could do everything right from the comfort of our own homes.
We searched for this particular ancestor's name, and these records popped right up, and we're like, oh, that was so much easier.
And so that's the whole beauty of indexing. It just makes life easier for everyone who is just trying to find their family names and they don't want to go through all that microfilm or travel down to Salt Lake City or learn all these other skills. I mean, the computer and the internet and FamilySearch.org just makes it so simple now. And doing that indexing, yes, it's not putting someone in the water, if you want to think of it that way. It's not doing the work for them in the temple, but it's going to make finding your ancestors and others' ancestors so much easier. And it's a blessing to everyone. So that's why we're doing all this. And that's why we're going to go through this record that was scanned and make it digital so that everyone can enjoy it.
Okay, so this particular batch is a World War II draft registration card from the state of Georgia. And we will be focusing on names, dates, and places given in the documents because those are the searches that help the most when we're searching in Family Search. And you can scroll down and look at the directions and what they want you to do. And let's go ahead and get rid of this.
So it's going to ask you a series of questions. So first one, should this image be indexed? So sometimes maybe it's like the wrong page and they just scanned it and it's a complete blank page.
Yep, sometimes I scan blank pages and obviously those don't need to be indexed. So this one obviously has lots of key information on it. So we're going to go ahead and select yes. We could go in and say no because we can't read it or there's nothing on it or anything like that. So we'll go next. And then we can zoom in.
Let's zoom in a little bit here so we can read it.
Here, let's get rid of this so we can. And we go to their first given name. So on here it's Holmes. And then Quincy. And then you go down to the next line for the surname. And you type in Miller. Okay. And then we go down to their residence and you can type in their address.
Well, they actually only want the town name.
Oh, the town name. See, this is what happens when you actually read. And then your county.
Now, sometimes things are going to be a little tough to read. Like this one, it looks like
this one's
Chatham.
easy.
This one's not too bad, but the Chatham kind of threw me off a little bit, but it's definitely Chatham.
And then Georgia. Sometimes you get different languages and you just have to kind of guess. You get that swirly cursive and you're just like, oh, I think it's this. Luckily, they have several different people doing these particular documents. And then they have someone go through and look at them and compare them and decide finally what it should be. But you're not the final vote. Someone's salvation is not going to get messed up because of you, because you get something wrong or whatever. Okay, so let's go to see if we can find the birth month. Place of birth. Birth month. Is this it right here?
So birth month right here.
Oh, right here.
Date of birth, so that would be July. Okay, can you scroll down a little?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, I lost it.
Birth month. Here. And they want the abbreviations.
So July.
And then the birthday would be
17th.
17th. And the year is 1900.
All right.
And the town or country that they were in was Spencer, North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay.
Okay, and that's all the information that they want. They want to know if there's any information, maybe sometimes they have information for more than one person. And so if that is the case, then you would create a second entry. But it looks like all of this is for Holmes Quincy Miller. And so we would go ahead and keep this as just the one batch and submit it. No issues found. Sounds like we did everything right. Would you like to submit your work? Submit. And there we go. We just did our first batch.
All right, let's go to find batches. So now that we've passed the tutorial, they will be able to give us some more batches so that we can try some more. So
now you can look over to the left over here, and there's different difficulty levels. If you're just starting out, do the beginning. Intermediate and advanced can be a little bit more difficult, obviously. Those are the ones that get more swirly or harder to understand. And so maybe we'll start off at the beginning.
So let's try this one. We have no idea how this is going to be, so we're all doing this together right now. And we won't do the whole thing because some of these can take up to 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one's typed, so it should be pretty simple.
Yep. All right, so index the following 5 types of documents: certificates of naturalization, declarations of intention, petitions for naturalization, oaths of allegiance, and naturalization cards. Any documents that are similar to these 5 should also be indexed. So we're trying to index just those specific documentations.
And they show pictures so you know what you're looking for. And if it's different than that, then you can say it should not be indexed right now.
All right, so what we're looking at right here, that's a certificate of naturalization. That's something we want to do. So let's exit out of here.
There are also separate documents on the bottom. And so we want to make sure and look at those as well.
So for instance, this would probably be one of those ones we do not need to index. I am guessing. But anyway.
It depends on the information that they are looking for, though.
So anyways, should this image be indexed? I think this one looks great. Let's index it. Oh, should this one be indexed? All right, so we're going to do all the documents at once.
It's the whole batch.
Okay. So let's see. Oops. I don't think there's any extractable information here because this is only talking about the deputy clerk. It's not talking about...
But it does give a date.
It does give a date.
If you're not sure, open the project instructions for help.
Okay, so it's not one of these. Here we are. So this is an example of a certificate of naturalization. So I think we're good. So I don't think we need this one. So we're going to say no. And like I said, we are not the only ones doing this. If someone else comes along who knows more than us, they're going to say, oh, no, that is very key information. So in my opinion, I don't think there's anything extractable from this. So we're in the next image. And yes, that's a good one. All right. So here we can start putting in some of this information.
We start with the record number right here at the top right.
019299206.
And then we go to the given names. So this one's Min Min Huang. And then the surname is Wong. birth month, you go down here to June.
Ooh, I didn't get that apparently.
And then it's the 25th, 1952.
I probably should put it in 1952.
Yes, they like the whole year. Birthplace.
Is that given? That is not given.
Is not given.
So we'll leave that blank.
Sex.
Not given.
Not given. So we just leave these blank, and it doesn't give the spouse's name or anything like that.
We do have an event place.
We do have an event place. Anchorage, Alaska. And you'll notice that these ones have little stars next to them, which means that they're required. But the ones that we skipped here that don't have any information, those don't have those little stars. So we're good to skip them.
Okay, so order of admission. Oh, date. Oh, right there.
Certificate.
Yep. Sorry. So
I guess they're the same date, so it doesn't matter.
May 25th. So let's click on that. Oh, yeah. All right, 25th, 1984.
Okay.
All right. Any more pertinent information on this? I don't think so. I don't see anything else that would be crucial. So then we can hit next image.
And we start with the record number again.
So this is probably
a
son. This is Stephen Wongno.
We're related somehow.
Yeah. So anyways, once you're done, you'll have another thing at the bottom where it'll say all done. And from there, you can choose to do another batch, or you can be done, or however you want to do it from here. But that's the basics of doing indexing. It's very simple. It's very straightforward. The church has done a great job making this very user-friendly. Now, if you do one of the more advanced ones, like Courtney said, there's a good chance you're going to get something that might be in a different language. So if you do have other language skills, your talents are very, very helpful for this.
But at the same time, you don't completely need to know a different language. You just need to know what the letters look like.
Very true. I wouldn't do anything in Russian or in any of the other languages that don't use our normal Latin alphabet. Well, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions for Courtney or I on how to index, how to sign in, please feel free to contact us. Our numbers are in the LDS Tools app.
Or you can email us. Our email should be in there as well.
And of course, Sister Thompson would also be a great resource to reach out to as well. And that's all. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.